Hello, folks. Good morning. And just doing a video. I had to do this. Been wanting to rest for a couple of days from doing a lot of evangelism last week, but I couldn't put this off. It had to be done. And the reason it had to be done is there is a worrying trend that I'm seeing, and history is repeating itself. And what is the worrying trend that I see? The worrying trend that I see is anti-Semitism. That there is a growing hatred for Jewish people. It's also happening in the church. But before we do that, I'm just using Candace Owens as an example of this growing anti-Semitism that's around. So we'll listen to what she has to say for a minute.
Monday to decide whether or not America was going to get involved in this war, President Bibi Netanyahu said, you know what, actually, we don't want to wait. And then so Trump took 7 stealth bombers over to Iran. And he did this so that we could have peace, allegedly. We're going to talk about that. Also, Rabbi Dave Portnoy, the founder of Barstool Sports, who recently screamed at his employee because apparently jokes can cause the next Holocaust. Yeah, well, he is now claiming that I'm the lunatic because I don't think that American troops should go die for Israel. And so I want to make sure that I don't mince words here in terms of what I actually think about our involvement with Israel. So welcome back to Candace. So much that I want to say, so much that I have said over X. It's been an absolute war zone, all of these IDF bots, because of course, they always accuse you of what they're doing. They released this report and, Iran has tons of bots on the internet. Yet all the bots are supporting Israel and telling us that we have to go to war. And this weekend was just insane. Honestly, I feel like we're watching a show. I really do believe that we're watching a show. I think the CIA thinks we're so stupid. Like I said before, 9/11, Generation 9/11, we've grown up and we know this script. We've seen this show and we know how it's going to end. And they just spent so much time gaslighting us. Like the moment that Matthew Crooks, the scrawny looking white boy from Pennsylvania, got on that roof and attempted to murder Donald Trump, attempted to assassinate Donald Trump, okay? And the deep state came out with a narrative that, he was somehow linked with Iran. That kid, Matthew Crooks, linked with Iran. I said, okay, we're going to war with Iran. That's it. You got to have the false flag. And they let you know that is the new enemy. And we said, no, calm down. They said, calm down, you conspiracy theorists. That's not true. War with Iran. And then when Bibi Netanyahu decided to strike Iran, yeah, that was it. It was over. Our troops are going to be involved immediately, we said. And they said, that is absolutely not false. We're not getting involved in that conflict. The favorite thing that they always say is Israel can defend itself. Israel can defend itself. It just never does. That's the only thing. It never does because it actually can't, which begs the question that if you're a nation and you can't defend yourself, are you even a nation? If you have to rely on the might of another nation, on the tax dollars of another nation, why do you even qualify as being a nation? If might makes right. That's a question that we can ask another day. Anyways, the point is that on Friday, we were told definitively by Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt that Trump was going to take this 2-week pause. Everybody calm down and don't be crazy. We're going to be rational about this. Take a listen.
I have a message directly from the president, and I quote, based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks. That's a quote directly from the president for all of you today.
So that's what we were told. And by the way, just for those of you that are in the chat saying that you can't hear, just hit refresh button on the YouTube and the audio should come in clearly for you. Anyways, that's what we were told on Friday. And then literally one day later, we bombed Iran. I'm not kidding. It was one day later. Oh, everybody settled down. We're going to think. And this is directly from the president. And then we got this directly from the president on Truth Social. He wrote, "We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and S.
Okay. We've listened to Candace Owens. So I want to just show you something else. I just want to show you this. This has been happening all over Europe, all over the West. Marches for Free Palestine.
It's such long legs, you walk so quick there.
Yeah.
Can't keep up with you.
No, that's the thing. Oh, he's following us.
That's his name.
The Hezbollah Hamas minder. I'm joking. The polite gentleman, he will.
So as you watch Charlie Veach there, you can see that Hamas are in Manchester. The Palestinian protesters there are in Manchester. And as they're protesting there, Hamas are on record that they want to kill all Jews. They're on record they want to destroy Israel. So they're marching there every week, all over the UK, all over Europe, and they want to stand for Free Palestine. But the people that are run that area, they have documentation where they want to destroy all the Jewish people in Israel. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. All right? Let that sink in. Now, I want to just unpack this. God has a plan for the Jewish people. In Romans 9, 10, and 11, God is going to bring the Jewish people back to himself. He's going to engraft them back. So he has a plan for the Jewish people. Okay? And if you look at the history of the Jewish people, they have been had pogroms in Russia, Europe. They've been attacked and murdered and slaughtered for hundreds and hundreds of years. Okay. Now bring it to modern times. Iran does not want Israel to exist. Iran wants to destroy Israel and every Jewish person, because for them, Israel is an existential threat. All right. Iran financed Gaza, financed Hamas, gave them the money, and encouraged them to attack on October the 7th, which was the biggest slaughter of Jewish people since the Second World War. Hamas want to destroy Israel off the face of the earth. Iran wants to destroy, hello Michelle, God bless you sister. Iran wants to destroy Israel off the face of the earth. So Candace Owens has bought into this rhetoric where she's talking about we're trained to hate Muslims. She's talking about the Zionist, and she's taken on this rhetoric that this conspiracy theory about it's the Zionists that are running everything, which is a trope of anti-Semitism. And everywhere you go right now, Jews for Jesus, those Christian missionaries who are working to preach to Jewish people, they're not being asked to go to the churches anymore. The churches are stopping them coming. They don't want to support mission to Jewish people. And so I'm hearing that mission societies that were supported financially by churches, the churches have stopped asking the missionaries to Jews to come and speak about the mission work. So history is repeating itself. The demonization of Jewish people is happening. Every week we have to the river, to the sea, flying these Palestinian flags in our country, in Western countries. But that is promotion of anti-Semitism, because those flags represent Hamas, and Hamas are on record. They're completely on record of wanting to destroy Israel and the Jews. So why would you want to fly flags that promote the extermination of Jewish people? Yeah, I know, they're a great channel. So I'm seeing a worrying trend. I'm seeing history repeat itself. Candace Owens, I used to like Candace Owens. I used to really respect her. I really respected her. I really liked her. But just the other day, I saw her speaking about Islam and how people are demonizing Islam and Muslims. And I thought to myself, are you for real? Islam is dangerous. What's going on here? And then I hear she's attacking Donald Trump and saying he wants to start World War III and it's a psyop and everything, and talking about Zionism is evil and the Zionists are in control, and Betterman, the Prime Minister of Israel, is controlling America. And I'm thinking, this is crazy. This is anti-Semitism. Trump's his own man. He'll do his own thing. Whether you agree with Trump or not, he'll do his own thing. And Iran had to be dealt with. There had to be a bombing of Iran, because they want to build nuclear weapons, and they'll destroy Iran if they get the first, they'll destroy Israel as soon as they get a nuclear weapon. So Trump had to do something. So my main point is that Israel is surrounded by Islamic countries. Those Islamic countries want Israel to be destroyed. Those Islamic countries want Israel to be destroyed. All of them want Israel to be destroyed. The reason why Qatar and the other countries are not on record is because they want money from America. But given a chance, if Egypt, Iran, Syria, Iraq, and the other, Dubai and all those countries, given half a chance, if they could destroy Israel, they would do. And Israel's surrounded by them. And they've used as a proxy war Hamas. They've financed Hamas. Why won't the Muslim countries take the refugees from that area? Why? Why don't Dubai, Qatar, Egypt, the surrounding countries, why don't they take in these refugees? Do you know why? Do you know why they won't take in the refugees? Because they want them there so that the image is that, oh, look at Israel, what they're doing to these refugees. On the issue of Marcus J, are you going back to Africa? If you go a few videos back, I was in Manchester yesterday, and if you go back 3 videos, you'll find a video where I'm in Cafe Nero, and I talk about what's happening with mission work and everything. So you can go and watch that video, my friend. And it's about 20 minutes, and it explains everything. Yeah. Let me see. I'll get it for you. I'll get you a link for the video. It's called Speaker's Corner Report, but there we are. There's the link. Marmite. I don't like Marmite. So that tells you about what's happening with the mission work. Or go to the website, africawithoutborders.co.uk. So history is repeating itself. These marches every week going on in America and the West, what they're doing is all these people that are in Gaza right now, these refugees, the Muslim countries are allowing those refugees there so that it wins people over to their cause. And so people are being socialized to be anti-Semitic with these marches because they're being taught to hate Israel because look what they're doing to these poor refugees. But these poor refugees, the Muslim countries, are not willing to take them in. They're allowing them to stay there and to suffer. The other reason why they won't take them in, they don't want Hamas to infiltrate their own countries. Because Hamas have always been a problem, not only for Israel, but for even the Muslim countries. Yeah, that's it. That's it, my friend. So that's the issue. We have a rising tide of anti-Semitism going on, and Candace Owens has bought into the rhetoric of the so-called Zionist. Thank you. And yeah, I agree with you, Michelle. I don't really want to talk about politics, but the reason why I'm doing this video is if Candace Owens' husband is Jewish, she's bought into anti-Semitic tropes. She's just bought into it, and unwittingly, she's bought into this pro-Islamic, anti-Jewish rhetoric of when they start saying, "Oh, it's the Zionists are ruling," she's bought into some kind of conspiracy theory about the Zionists, which really deep down is it's just anti-Semitic. It's just you're just anti-Jewish when you start getting that kind of rhetoric. I met a guy a few weeks ago in Manchester, and he come up to me and say, "Oh, it's the Zionist," It's the Zionists that are the problem. And what that does is it's basically saying the Jews. Really, what you're saying is the Jews are evil. Yeah, she's become pro-Islamic. She's become like Candace Owens has started to talk about defending Islam, defending the Muslims. You know, there are many nice Muslims, but Islam is a dangerous religion because whether you like it or not, or whether you agree or not, Islam does have a doctrine of having to take over land. Yeah, I know it was, yeah. But I'm used to it, Michelle. I've been preaching in UK for many, many years. About 15 years ago, was surrounded by Scousers and they attacked us. We even had a police escort once out of one town. Muslims surrounding us. About 15 years ago, me and Kieran, we had a police escort, about 6 officers, stood on either side and marched us out of a town. I think it was called Colne. There is a video of it. I swear, as soon as she became Catholic, she became openly hating Jews. Wow. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. I'm okay, though. It was tough. You didn't see it, though. They were throwing water on me at the back. People were throwing water on me. Yeah, and what calmed it down, this is in Manchester now, you can see there. Look. See, all this marching with these flags is preparing people to be more anti-Semitic. Oh, look at all these people who are suffering in Gaza. Well, why don't the Muslims take them in? Why don't the Muslim countries take the refugees in? Why? They won't. So they leave them there, and then it gets filmed on BBC or Sky News or whatever, and then everybody says, oh, look at what Israel's doing. But Iran wants to destroy Israel. Hamas want to destroy Israel and the Jews. And when you start talking about Zionism, the Zionists, you're falling into a anti-Semitic trope. Because when you talk about Zionists, what it ends up doing is the Jews are the cause of every problem. That's what Hitler did. And we've moved into, in America, there's a growing culture in America and a growing culture in Europe because of these marches, anti-Semitism. You know, in Manchester, there are businesses, Jewish businesses that have been attacked and you don't see it on the news. Do you know that? That's a brilliant statement, that, Marcus. The West virtue signaling will bring in further horrific repercussions. It's true. You're 100%. That's a brilliant quote, my friend. So, yeah, I think Fred's Kung Fu kick was quite something, wasn't it? So, you know, Candace Owens, to me, has been infiltrated. I think, to be honest, I think that there's more to it than just becoming anti-Semitic. I think someone's got. I think possibly she's either been bought or someone's got something on her, and she's completely changed. Because I used to really like her, but she's completely, utterly changed. She's completely, absolutely. Yeah. I think she's completely, absolutely gone the other way, where she's anti-Israel, pro-Islam, and I think she's lost the plot. And sadly, many people are falling for this kind of rhetoric. That's a good one, Michelle. And sadly, she's fallen for that kind of rhetoric, you know. And it's very worrying, because what it is people are, it's like during the Nazis, when Hitler started demonizing the Jews and the shops were being closed and smashed, and all the problems of the Jews, all the problems of the Zionists. It's a terrible, that's what she's saying. All the problem is the Zionist. And when you start getting that rhetoric by intellectuals like Candace Owens, she's a Jezebel. Yeah. Can you imagine if you had a 6-year-old kid and Muhammad came to your house and said, could I marry your daughter? What would you do? You had a 6-year-old kid and Muhammad was, hello, I am Muhammad, the prophet. I have come to marry your daughter. I know she is 6 years old, but I will consummate it at 9. What would you say? You'd say, get out of here. Get out. Charlie Veitch has done a good job exposing these marches. He's done a very good job. Anyway, I'm going to go. I need to rest for 3 days. I've had a tumultuous time last week, with that crowd. And Speaker's Corner, and Charlie Veitch's video went viral, and when every time I go out, people are stopping me and talking to me and stuff. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to go. So I'm calling out Candace Owens. I think you're a Jezebel. I think either you've been bought, someone's bought you, or someone has something on you and they're manipulating you. But I think that the Candace Owens that I respected maybe 5 years ago is not the Candace Owens that is today. And I'm shocked Candace Owens has completely turned and is using this so-called Zionist rhetoric, saying it's the Zionists that are the problem. And I'm really frightened that if she's turned like that, then it's a dangerous time that for the Jewish people across the world, because they're going to get more and more persecuted. At the end of the day, Israel had a right to attack Palestine. Israel has a right to destroy Hamas. What Hamas did on October 7th was absolutely horrendous. And Israel has a right to continue the war. And if they only released the hostages and sued for peace, there would be peace. But they keep the hostages, and Israel has no choice but to wipe them off the face of the earth. And it's the Muslim countries to blame for the refugees dying, because they should take in those refugees and look after them while the war goes on. And Trump and Israel had a right to bomb Iran, because Iran wants to destroy Israel off the face of the earth. And it's that simple. And Islam is dangerous, because Islam wants to take over every land. Israel wants to take over every land. Sorry, Islam. Sorry, you can see I'm getting a bit tired. I'm tired saying Islam wants to take over the world. It wants to take over every land, and it will try to do that. And when it does take over a country, you lose your freedoms. You lose your freedom of speech, and it doesn't go well for Christians. Christianity is silenced. So Islam is dangerous. So I mean, look at all those flags there. You might as well be flying Nazi flags. There's no difference between those flags and Nazi flags, to me. That's what I mean. As soon as they get power, they will be doing the calling prayer 5 times a day. They will be doing it. And now I'm going to go. I'm completely washed out, completely drained. But I had to do it because if we don't speak out against anti-Semitism, I think Candace Owens is a Jezebel. And I think she's turned. And I think it's tragic and very, very sad that she's bought into this Zionist rhetoric, which is anti-Semitic. Okay, God bless you, Michelle. God bless you, King Stash, Marcus J. And take care. Bye now. Bye.